So you're searching for a place to settle down in South Louisiana, and you're looking for a small community that's a great place to raise a family and has great schools. Well, today in this video, we're going to be talking about Abita Springs, which is in St. Tammany Parish on the north side of Lake Ponchartrain. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons, so everything, the good things and the bad things, everything about Abita, I'm going to be telling you in this video, and at the end, we'll read some reviews from locals so that we can see what their opinion is on Abita. So make sure you stay tuned to the end, and we're getting started right now. Hey guys, if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know anything and everything about living in South Louisiana, the good and the bad things, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell as well so that you can be the first to learn about the current real estate market here in South Louisiana. And if we haven't met before, I'm Carson. My fiance Natalie and I are real estate agents with HomeSmart Realty down here in South Louisiana. And we love helping people every day just like you with the process of buying and selling real estate. So if you're looking to make a move down here in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, or if you have a home to sell down here in South Louisiana, you can give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even schedule a Zoom call with us. All the contact info is in the description down below. So, like I mentioned, we're talking about Abita Springs today, which just so happens to be ranked by niche.com as the #1 best place to live in St. Tammany Parish. Now, you're probably wondering, Carson, there's only like 4 or 5 cities in St. Tammany Parish. That's not that big of an accomplishment. Well, what if I told you it was also ranked #4 for best place to raise a family in all of Louisiana? That's ranked higher than Mandeville, Madisonville, Covington, New Orleans, Metairie. Every other city I've ever talked about on this channel, Abita is ranked highest for best place to raise a family. So if you have kids that you're raising, Abita might be the best place, and we're going to tell you why in this video. We're not just going to go based off these rankings. We're going to mention a few more pros and cons. I want you to get a real idea of what Abita is really like, okay? But just know, it's ranked #4 for best place to raise a family in Louisiana. But it is a small town. It's got only about 2,500 to 3,000 in population. It's over by Covington, just east of Covington. So pro #1 is going to be that Abita has pretty good schools. If you look at the rankings here, you can see that as for public schools, we've got some A's and B's here. Private schools are pretty much all A's around the board, and the cities in St. Tammany Parish kind of share all these private schools, you know, so if you're living on the north side of the lake here, you're probably going to be, as far as private schools go, pretty safe there. Now that's the pro #1, which is that pretty good schools, as you can see. But that leads us right into our first con, actually, which is Abita doesn't have its own high school. Again, it is a smaller town, and similar to Madisonville, which is also a smaller town, Madisonville also doesn't have a high school. You've got to drive a little bit to get to that Fontainebleau High School. So that's going to be about a 15-minute drive depending on where you are. It could take you anywhere between, I'd say, 10 and 20, 25 minutes max to get to school. Sometimes there's traffic over there in Abita, but just know that there's no high school in Abita. You're going to have to drive over to Fontainebleau, and that's con #2. But anyways, the second pro is going to be that it is a small, tight-knit community. It's got a warm, homey feel. There's a historic downtown in Abita, lots of local cafes, and it's just gorgeous down there. There's these trees that kind of overlay your path going into downtown. There is the farmers market, there's the trailhead there. There's something called the Tammany Trace, and there's a trailhead in Covington, Mandeville, Abita. I think there's definitely one in Slidell. It's just a long bike trail, but tons of history, and like I said, it's just a warm feel you get from Abita Springs. So like I mentioned, it is a historic town, and with that comes a lot of these historic houses, which I personally like. I like that kind of architecture. I'll throw up some pictures. So this is what I'm talking about. As you can see, like this style is just gorgeous. So these homes a lot of times are 80, 100 years old. Now with that being said, a lot of homes that hit the market aren't newer. Not a whole lot of new construction homes, okay? In fact, 25% of the homes that are active on the market right now are new construction, and the other 75% are not. The average age of a home being sold in Abita Springs is about 37 years old. So if you're buying a 37-year-old home, how old is the roof? Has the roof been replaced in the last 10, 15 years? How old is the water heater? How old is the HVAC, or at least the air conditioning units? You're gonna wanna take these things into consideration if you're buying an older home. So I would consider Abita Springs kind of a rural suburban mix. There's a few subdivisions here and there, right? Money Hill is a nice subdivision. That's more luxury, I would call it, 500,000 to $1 million plus in Money Hill. But there's also homes with a little bit of land, more spread out. In New Orleans, you're really close together. The homes in New Orleans just ridiculously close. It's nice to live somewhere where you might have a quarter-acre lot. I did do a little bit of research and I found out that there is land available, okay? I'll tell you that. But as far as homes being sold with acreage, not a whole lot. About 25% of the homes that sold in the last 90 days, last 3 months, had at least 1 acre or more. So you could kind of guess that if there's 20, 30 homes on the market, which there usually is, in Abita Springs, 25% of them are going to have an acre plus. But the good news is, as far as vacant lots go, if you are considering building a new construction home, there's literally twice as many lot listings as home listings. There's 49 vacant lots for sale right now, 22 homes for sale in Abita Springs. Now, of those vacant lots, those vacant residential lots, 27% have at least an acre, and 18% have at least 2 acres. So there's much more lots for sale with acreage than there is homes for sale with acreage. So if you're a picky person and those 5 homes that have an acre or more don't suit your needs, and you might want to build a house of your own, just know that there is lots available for you. So our next con, and I kind of touched on this at the beginning of the video, is that you are pretty far away from New Orleans and the airport. You're gonna have to either go down the causeway, which is right through the middle of Lake Ponchartrain, or go over on the east side by Slidell, pass through Slidell and go across the I-10 twin span. Now, if you take the twin span, it's going to be more than an hour, but it's going to be free to get there. If you take the causeway, it'll be 50 minutes to an hour. If there's traffic, it's going to take you an hour to get to either the Central Business District in New Orleans or to get to the airport over in Kenner. But all in all, I would say it's not that close. So if you're going to be working in New Orleans, Abita might not be for you. However, like I mentioned, it is one of the best small town cities to live in near New Orleans. And our last pro is going to be that it is relatively affordable. It's a smaller town, historic, wonderful downtown area. It's beautiful in Abita Springs, lots of land like I mentioned, and with all that, it is pretty affordable. The average price per square foot of homes sold in the last 3 months in Abita was about $166 per square foot. Now, if you consider Covington is the city right over on the west. Covington's price per square foot was $164 per square foot, so not that much of a difference there. Madisonville is another small city, similar to Abita, but Madisonville's got this nice riverfront flowing through it. Madisonville's beautiful. That's where I live currently. Madisonville's price per square foot is $184. Now, with that being said, literally half the homes on the market in Madisonville are new construction, so those are going to be pricier. And Abita, like I mentioned, not a whole lot of new construction. So that's the difference there, but as far as what you can expect to pay, about $166 per square foot is about normal in Abita. And before you pull your calculator out, I'll save you the time. The 2,000 square foot house in Abita Springs at $166 per square foot would sell for about $332,000. So if you're gonna be about that 2,000 square foot range, if you're not buying a fixer upper, it's probably gonna be $300,000 or more. But now keep in mind that is average, right? So you can find homes that are cheaper, right? There's some nice homes for $250, $275 in Abita, but average is going to be $166 per square foot. The next segment of this video is some reviews from locals for Abita, so you can see kind of what they think Abita Springs is really like. But first, I wanted to tell you something. In this channel, we like to provide value, and one of the things that we do to provide value to you guys is we've actually made a moving to South Louisiana guide. Now, this is something I'm giving away to you for absolutely for free. It'll teach you everything that you need to know about living in South Louisiana so you can be more educated before you make your move here. And to get your copy, just click the link in the pinned comments or in the description down below. But review number 1 for Abita reads, it's pretty much a definition small town, and being in Louisiana, it is very green. There is a farmer's market every Sunday, and the vendors are all really polite and wonderful to chit chat with. Overall, I say that Abita Springs is a friendly, active. Review number 2 reads, very safe and quiet area, great public schools. The St. Tammany Parish Trace runs right through Abita. There's a park right in town along with a convenience store, very family friendly. And our last review reads, the good life. Abita Springs is a beautiful small town with excellent restaurants, walking distance to physicians, dentists, groceries, cafes, and restaurants, schools, museums, bike trails, woods, etc., etc. And that's pretty much all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe got some value out of learning a little bit more about Abita Springs. And if you're looking to make a move, whether it's in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, or if you got a home to sell, you can give us a call, just text us an email, or even schedule a Zoom call with us. We've got your back. And other than that, I hope to show you around town.